Oh gosh.
Okay. I don't know why it keeps flashing the okay, there we go. Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the
Hey
live
everybody.
stream. Welcome back to live SEO support with your two favorite hosts in the world, Christopher Regis, Nicholas Altamore of sirlinksalot.co. Best backlinks in town. Go check it
You
out.
said it.
They're awesome.
That's right.
How you doing today, Nick?
Providing you with the ultimate link juice. Look at these bad boys.
Ah,
Designed
dang.
by Chris
Well,
Gigis
because of
himself.
the green screen, it's here, try to hold it like in front of your shirt or something, maybe. Oh no, it's not
Uh-huh.
gonna work. Yeah, it's just gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because.
Okay, well they look real cool. You can check them out on our Facebook.
Yeah, here, I'll pull up the
But yeah, we
picture
got
real
some
quick.
sick stickers. It's about time we got swag, really.
Swag.
We've kind of been whatever, man.
Swag
We've
is
been talking
something
about it for a
else.
long time. Like dirt weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's our link juice stickers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so
So we got them.
if you're going to be in Ho Chi Minh City next week, so that's starting on the 26th, I believe. Well, there's 27th and 28th,
27th, yeah,
the
28th, yeah,
intro events, but I think the
for the
the
pre.
actual conference starts on the first through the third. So yeah, Ho Chi Minh City SEO Mastery Summit, put on by Mr. Mads Singers, who we've had on the
Yep.
podcast before. Go check out our podcast with Mads. A couple of years old at this point, but really love talking to the guy. Um, and yeah, we're excited to be out there. It's gonna be our first in-person conference, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. Come grab your Sir
Yeah.
Links-a-Lot stickers, your Sir Links-a-Lot
Yeah.
merch. Um, I think we've
Yeah, we
also.
might even. Oh, were you gonna say the same? I bet we were gonna say the same thing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we're also thinking about opening up a little merch store. Nothing serious. We're not gonna really try to make money with it, so probably just sell everything for, whatever the cost to supply it plus shipping and all that. And then yeah, just make some funny like SEO related like stickers or t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, more on that. Yeah, just a kind of a fun thing. And if you're
Yeah, I
in the
think it'll be
United
fun.
States and if you're not going to be able to make the conference, let us know. And I think we're going to end up having some extra stickers, hopefully, and we'll be
Yeah.
able to, if you're in the U.S. at least, we'll be able to mail them out for free. I don't know what mailing is like to foreign countries. How much do you think it would cost to just send like a letter
I mean, a stamp is about 25 cents, aren't they? I haven't sent a
to
letter in a
to
long
a foreign
time.
country though?
No, in the States. So,
I was just saying for
yeah, to,
our non-US viewers.
I mean, it depends, right? I mean, too, though, it's like a postcard just takes normal stamps, don't they? Because I know I've sent them from all
Yeah, probably
over.
not too expensive. We'll see. We
So
might
maybe
be able
there's
to
a
send
way
them
to, yeah, we'll
internationally.
look into it. We'll look into it. We won't say no or yes concrete quite yet, but we'll look into it if people are interested.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know a little bit later. But yeah, hope to see anyone who's going to be yeah, in Vietnam for the SEO Mastery Summit. And also,
I am pumped.
if you're in
I don't know about
Vietnam,
you.
I'm pumped. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was just gonna say if you're in Vietnam and you're not gonna be able to make the conference, go ahead and let me know or let us know anyway, and we can try to meet up sometime as well. And also, if you're in Thailand, let me know because I'll be, well, actually, if you're in Kuala Lumpur, if you're in Malaysia, let me know, and then I'll be in Thailand the month after that month. If that makes sense. So I'll be in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia for March, and then I'll be back in Thailand in April.
You'll be hopping around.
Yes, sir.
Get at
And
'em.
of course, Nick will be back in Austin, Texas. Don't know who is based out of Austin, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm around.
Let's see what we got going on today. Um,
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a slow stream because we had to do it a day early, but we are getting ready for the trip. So again, just wanted to make sure we could get any questions out beforehand.
yeah. Silas Marika says hi. Hi from Kenya. Hi, how you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, if you guys have any questions, yeah, drop them in the chat. We think it's gonna be a little bit of a slow stream. We changed the day and we changed the time, so it's completely random. And we're also not like super prepared with our backlog stuff. So might be a little bit of
It's
a shit show, but we'll see. I don't know why the YouTube video keeps like not playing from the front, but whatever. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, it doesn't matter how big or how small it is, just throw it in the chat. Don't be shy. No one cares. We'll answer anything you got. Pete, what's up, man? How you doing? Pete.
Man,
Pete
Pete
gets the attendance award. Perfect attendance.
does not miss a show. Yeah.
How are things going, Pete? How are things going with the site? Have you made any progress? What are things looking like these days? I know there's been like more updates since we last audited your site and stuff. The unconfirmed February update seemed like it affected quite a good number of people as well, but nothing too crazy, but definitely some volatility. Jahir, what's up, man? Manaj.
We'll be at the Chiang Mai conference as well, Jahir.
Oh yeah.
In November.
Yeah, Jahir, we'll definitely be able to meet you out there. Chiang Mai. All right.
Manaj
Cyclo says hello. Salam says hello. Flip for Profits gives us the thumbs up. Yeah, guys, drop your questions in the chat. Lots of people saying hi. No one dropping questions though.
Yeah, drop some questions. Well, Manoj asked us about free methods for link building.
All right.
This one.
So here we go. So free methods for link building, and I'll go ahead and say in 2023. So I'll start with the easy stuff, the not so powerful stuff. Things called pillow links. We call them pillow links. We sell packs of them, packs of 20 or 30. We have two different kinds, pillow links and diversity links. And these are things like citations, social profiles, blog comments, Web 2.0s, my brain's not working. But basically directories, yeah. Forum links. I already said social profiles. I feel like I'm missing something important, but whatever. You get the point. It's basically all of these types of links where you're basically going on to someone else's website or someone else's platform, and you're creating like a profile or you're creating some kind of thing, and they're usually free, right? It just takes time. And these types of links generally aren't going to really be like pushing your authority very high, but we see them as absolutely necessary. And these kind of links, we use them for diversity and just for helping your link profile look super like natural, very natural. But other than that, free links.
Yeah, I just pulled that up.
Links. I want to pull it up so I can show it a little bit. Yeah, I've got an article here which we show every now and then on stream. Just give me 1 second for this to load. I'm actually surprised the stream is working because the internet's being kind of weird right now.
Don't jinx it.
Okay, so is this it? I mean, it's got to be it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so yeah, we've got this article here. Nick, I think, linked it in the chat. You can just search first for links a lot, free backlinks. This article comes up with 25 ways to do it. Basically, probably the number one way to get like free powerful backlinks is Haro right here. Haro help a reporter out. Basically, they send out emails and you answer the emails and try to answer their questions. And if you are better than the other answers, they'll feature you in their article, and then they'll usually link to your homepage. It takes some time, and depending on your niche, it can be kind of harder in some niches. But definitely an awesome way to get free backlinks. Another one we like to do is looking at your competitors' backlinks. So you pull up an Ahrefs. And turn some filters on and go actually just look at the backlinks and see which ones that you want to get. And then you already know that they're linking out to your competitors, right? So yeah, you can just send them an email and figure out what it takes to get a link from them as well. And of course, be a little be tactical with it. Don't just go in there, hey, can I get a link too? gonna have to give them some kind of reason. What else we got here? Broken links. This is kind of hard, but it is a way. Unlinked brand mentions only works if you actually have a brand, though. Guest posting, you can get free guest posts. It's just very rare. You're actually going to have to provide some like insane content, and you're going to have like a very good outreach process to land free guest posting links. But yeah, I mean, can't say it's not impossible or it's not possible, right? Podcasts and interviews, you do podcasts with people. Generally, they'll want to put the podcast on their website or share it to their followers as well. But yeah, you get the point. You can kind of go through here. But horror was probably the biggest one. And then, yeah, looking up your competitors' backlinks and trying to figure out things to do like that. But definitely check out the list. Am I missing anything, Nick? Is there anything you want to add?
I don't think so. It's pretty well covered in there, as well as like you said, pillowing is going to be one of the big ones. I think we didn't mention blog comments, but that's another one.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the
that
pillow
could
link
go
kind
under.
of stuff.
You did.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
basically a
So
bunch of stuff in here is like ways to attract free links. So it's like you're basically setting like link bait, right? Is what a lot of this stuff ends up being. But down here at the bottom, another good one worth mentioning is link exchanges. We don't recommend doing a bunch of link exchanges, but doing some of them can definitely be beneficial, especially if you're doing like a three-way link exchange. So you're not doing like a reciprocal link, so like their site links to your site and your site links to their site, but rather there be like an intermediary site, right? So you're not just doing like an exact trade, but it's kind of like going like this, right? So it's not reciprocal.
yeah.
But yeah, we don't recommend doing a ton of link exchanges, but you can definitely get some free links like that. Yeah, and the people that reach out to you, for example, the people that do outreach to you, be like, hey, how do I get a link on your website? You can actually be like, well, hey, I can do like a link exchange, and you can try to get link exchanges with those guys as well. See if they got any good sites though. But a lot of those sites end up being kind of crap anyway, right? Because they're just doing this spam kind of outreach stuff with public lists. So be a little careful with that.
Yeah.
But every now and then you can find some decent ones.
Yeah, I would say with link exchanges, try and focus, because you don't want to do too many of them. Focus on getting quality sites. So, real business sites. Maybe you talk to the business owner and can reciprocate some backlinks.
But yeah, definitely check out the article. Bunch of information there. I'll just add one more thing. The kind of stuff you want to avoid generally is any kind of like automated stuff. We recommend staying away from the automated stuff unless you really, really, really know what you're doing, like super advanced user. Because you just end up getting yourself into more trouble than good. And just realize, in this time and age, most backlinks that are any good are going to end up costing you money. It's just the sad reality of how things work now, right? Unless you're creating insanely good content, your content needs to be so much better than the other content that's out there that it actually incentivizes people to link to it. And even then, it's an uphill battle and it can take a lot of time. But yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like in 2023. Just usually takes some money.
Something we didn't really mention that can still add, I think, a little bit to you is, share your sites on social media if you're comfy, being associated with them. Social signals, yeah, and especially if you've got something interesting that can kind of pull some attention. Threads that garner attention, influence traffic to your site. And, I can't really say that 100% is going to influence SEO, but it's definitely a good signal to have. So, it's something you can do for free.
Yeah, we kind of consider social signals kind of like pillow links. They're a little bit different, but that's in that the article I linked as well. So definitely check that out. All right.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for the first time pretty much ever at the beginning of a show, or at least for the last, I don't know how many shows. We always forget to say it. So really helps us out, if you guys are sharing us. Appreciate that.
All right, I think this might be the first time we've answered this one this year, but we'll see. Does the website platform matter for SEO, like Magento, WordPress, etc.? So whenever people ask this, we just end the question very quickly and we say, use WordPress.
Okay.
Uh, a lot of people get mad when we give this answer, and they're like, well, what about this platform? Because you don't even know anything about it. And it's so, and like, I just don't care. And the reason we don't
Yeah,
care
don't
is
care.
because this. Learning WordPress, you'll be able to work on a very large amount of sites. Like you can reuse the skill over and over and over again. B, WordPress can do anything you want. It can make any kind of site you want. C, I'm gonna stop giving like letters. I'm just gonna start saying saying stuff.
Yeah, just go for it.
Uh, so basically, if you have a question about anything in WordPress, it's been asked on the internet a million times already. So basically, the amount of support that you have for doing anything in WordPress is just bar none. Like you just type it in on Google and you're gonna find the answer. You have like an unlimited amount of plugins to use, themes, page builders, blah, blah, blah. There's so much you can do. And probably best of all, you don't need to worry about anything being, you don't need to worry about not being able to do anything. All right. So you can do everything. The amount of support that is available is just insane. And yeah, that's why we recommend WordPress. We don't recommend using anything else. If you want to use something else, that's fine. I'm sure there's stuff that's just as good as WordPress, but you're not going to have the ease of use, the amount of just support that's already out on the internet, and just the straight out of the box functionality, and just be able to do anything. Yeah. Anything I missed on that, Nick?
Yeah, also, maybe you're working on stuff up front, right? But when it comes time to automate, it is easy to hire people that can work on WordPress. There
True.
are countless people available to help you with any kind of WordPress project you've got going on, versus, using coders to get things done. Not so easy, time consuming, expensive, etc. Like Chris said, WordPress has all the functionality you need on the back end to make sure that not only can you build something that looks really good, but they can also rank in the SERPs. Uh, I've messed around with HTML sites early on. We don't do any of that anymore. It's literally all WordPress, and I don't see a reason why we'd stop.
Yeah, there's literally like I have there's no reason to get off WordPress. Like there's literally none. Some people might be like, well, you'll save like 0.01 seconds in load time or something because of WordPress. But I do not care.
God,
It
dude,
does
there's
not
nothing
matter.
nothing worse than talking to a coder that's worked in corporate for a long
Yeah.
time who automatically is like, and then they just have like a WordPress website and blah, blah. It's like, dude, shut the F up. Like, quite honestly, you're just, you're worried about your job security at this point in time.
Yeah.
Or a lot of them think about WordPress like how when it first came on the scene, it lacked a lot of functionality. But some of my coder friends, when I've opened up WordPress in recent times, they're like, "Whoa, that's a lot of functionality you've got back there." It's like, yes, without knowing how to code, we can do pretty much anything. And anything you do have to kind of custom code, like Chris said, you type it into Google and you start looking around.
You'll find
GitHub's
something you
gonna
can
have
copy
something.
paste.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to code, but still manage to pull snippets
for sure.
off the web.
Yeah, and just as far as the future goes, like what if you end up like you get invested in Magento or whatever, so you only know Magento, and then you want to do work for someone who's on WordPress, and you have to go relearn something, or maybe you've scaled your entire team to know like Magento processes, and then you need to hop over to the actual most popular thing that everyone uses, and then your team doesn't know how to do it. It's just like it just creates this mess that's not necessary. Just I
Yeah.
can't really recommend it enough, so I'll just go ahead and shut
Big
up.
old, big old statistic just to think about. Around 43% of the entire internet, or 810 million websites, use WordPress in 2023. So, that's quite the market share when you really consider everything. There's a reason for it.
Okay, I'm gonna grab one more from Manoj, and then I'm gonna hop over and answer the questions on YouTube. I see you guys over there. I see the questions piling up. We'll get to them all. Don't worry. And you're welcome, Manoj. Dan says, my site has shite links. Please help. Dan, if you
That's
want us to
funny.
audit your site, you can send one of
Yeah,
us
we
a
can take a look.
PM and we'll take a look at it if you want us to see what we think. Or you could just start getting good links. Go get some good links from us. But yeah, we can audit for you if you want. Just send us a PM. Um, does Web 2.0 work good or not if we do post every month? I wouldn't do post every month. We like Web 2.0s, but we like to use them as a form of pillow link, which is something we usually do in the very beginning of link building. But you don't have to just do them in the beginning. You can do it anytime you kind of want to add diversity to your link building profile. I would not expect these things to really do much for your rankings. Unless you're using like very old Web 2.0s that have actually like a bunch of backlinks going to them and they're actually like their own websites, right? I mean, that's what a Web 2.0 is. But most people, when they're making Web 2.0s, you're just making a new Web 2.0. It doesn't have any authority, and you're just sending a link out. So we look at them like pillow links usually. I wouldn't be building them every month. I'd go spend your time on something else. There's a million other things, other actual kinds of links that are actually going to help you more. And yeah, we talked to Kyle Roof on our podcast recently, and he had a cool idea because the way we do Web 2.0s, we usually do niche relevant content on them, like maybe a couple pages, just a small little mini site. But the way Kyle Roof was doing them is he makes them like basically like a citation. So he has the Web 2.0, but he just like puts like the business's like name, address, and phone number on there. Maybe like a map embed, something like that. And it's basically just like a little branded website on the Web 2.0 platform, right? He'll do like a few of those in the very beginning, kind of like a kind of weird little citation type thing, which I think is a very cool thing, and I definitely want to play around with that a little bit. But yeah, like I said, these things aren't going to really do too much for you. So build some and then usually just move on, or maybe you want to build a couple every year, 6 months or something, add a little diversity. You can do that if you want. But yeah, just don't expect too much out of it. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I would agree. Especially if what you're saying here with your question is, you've got a Web 2.0, you're adding a new post every month, but you're just using that post to link back to your website that you're trying to, get backlinks for. It's totally unnecessary. However, if you build what, we talked about with Kyle in our podcast with then adding new content to that asset every month probably will, it's like a website, like Chris said. So it probably will, like, over time, increase its authority level at the very least. But again, is it really worthwhile?
Yeah,
Probably not,
there's just
in
better
the
things
long
you can spend
run.
your time on, right? You're,
Yeah.
I know, like, you seem to be asking a lot about these like very cheap, very free ways to get links, right? But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do what everyone realizes, and if you don't have the money to buy links from a provider like us, you're gonna have to learn how to do outreach yourself. And you're gonna have to, yeah, it's a time-consuming process, and it's gonna end up costing you money too, because no one likes to give links away for free. But that's how you get the links that are actually gonna move the needle. You're reaching out to websites and you're figuring out how you can get a link from them. Um, but yeah, this is
Unless
a
of
whole other topic, and we'll leave that for some other time.
yeah. Unless of course, I mean, like, you could go the full white hat route as well, and just make very engaging high-end content that gets shared. But that's incredibly difficult as well. But I don't know, maybe if you're a good writer or see some opportunities, you could go that road as well. But yeah, different game altogether.
And hey, yeah, we got your I believe we got your PMs. We'll audit those sites in just a minute. We'll save the audits to the end of the stream. We'll try to get through some of these questions. Quite a lot of questions kind of piling up right now. I have a internal location page which is ranking first of late because 4,200 external backlinks from one site points at me. The link page or the target do not have a link to my page. I'm a bit confused. I don't understand this. I have an internal location page, which is ranking first of late because 42 external backlinks from one site points at me. The link page or the target do not have a link to my page. I'm a bit confused. Who asked this? Jermaine. He says, I'm seeing details via Google Search Console link tab. There's a linking page, target, if different. I expect both and neither have a backlink. Okay, so the page is linking to you, but you don't see the backlink on the page when you inspect it. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about that.
Maybe it got dropped. Because I mean, if you're okay, so
Did you like
are
right
you looking
clicked?
at the source?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So when he said inspect, I thought maybe he was actually doing it. So what you can do is you can right click the page. If you're using Google Chrome, right click the page and then hit view page source. I guess I can show you real quick. Linksallowed.co. Let me do it over here just so I can show you. Excuse me. So yeah, you can go to the page that it says the link is coming from. You can right click the page, click view page source. And then you're going to feel like Hacker Man, right? You're in the code, you're looking at the code of the page. And just do Control F for find. And then you can search for, basically the URL of your website because they're linking to you, right? So maybe you're just like mywebsite.com or whatever. And then it'll say, found however many times, and you can just cycle through it and just see where it is on the page. But yeah, it won't always be visible. I don't really know what it could be, but I mean, it could be like a million things. It could be an image. It could be just completely hidden. But yeah, kind of weird.
It's kind of weird that you're getting a link like that, but you're not sure how in general, unless it's spammy, which you might be able to tell from the anchor,
he says he has
which could happen.
4,200 external backlinks from one site. So, you don't really need to worry about how many links it is from one site. It's probably like in their footer or something. So it's basically showing up on every single page of their website just because it's in the footer that automatically gets put on every page of their site. He's saying he doesn't see it. Yeah, I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, this is the question you need to ask yourself is, are you having negative ranking effects? Are your rankings dropping? And at the end of the day, one website giving you 1 million backlinks is not going to hurt your rankings. It doesn't matter what one website does. Like if one website could just go out there and build 1 million links to somebody with like using like automated systems and stuff and destroy your site, then everyone would do that. Like negative SEO would just be so easy. So, unless this starts happening with like, hundreds of websites doing the exact same thing, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not going to do anything to you. It's just part of the internet. There's a bunch of just weird stuff going on, people doing weird crap. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but not really sure why it's not showing up. Could be an error with Search Console, or maybe they removed it and Search Console's showing old data. I don't really know. Kind of weird though. Anything left on that, Nick?
No, not really.
Cool. Let's see what we got next. All right. I have 14 online Microsoft 365 courses. They are developed in Spanish. My question is, what would be your suggestions and how to find keywords and rank better in Google? Thanks, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. So this is kind of a big question. We're not going to be able to really walk you through it completely here, and there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. But what you need to do is called keyword research. So if you just Google like keyword research, or if you like Google or use the search bar in our YouTube channel for keyword research, you can find out how to do that. Basically my favorite way to do keyword research is just to let my competitors do it for me. So basically, there's going to be other people that have done Microsoft 365 courses. You could go, if you don't have any kind of tools at all, you could go look at their website and kind of look at all the different pages they have and find keywords kind of that way. But you kind of have to know like what you're looking for. It's going to make it a lot easier if you have a tool like Ahrefs, because then you can just throw the website in Ahrefs and you can go look at their keywords, or you can pull up their top pages and you can see what like the main keyword is on each page and just kind of replicate the same kind of thing. Or you can get like a little plugin or a Chrome extension called like Keywords Everywhere, and it's a lot cheaper than Ahrefs, and you can kind of start typing in keywords in Google, and it'll show you a little search volume numbers, and you kind of dig around like that. That takes some time as well. I really prefer using Ahrefs these days for keyword research. What do you usually use for keyword research, Nick?
Yeah, I mean it seems a bit dirty maybe, but
That's not
if your
dirty.
competitors are already, I know, yeah, I'm just saying like,
That's just the way
especially
of the
when I was
world.
newer, it's like, okay, so I'm just gonna go check and see what a website is ranking for, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
essentially, take those ideas and run with them.
yeah.
Um, but early on, for like a newer site, I would say it is good to maybe find some keywords that aren't being hyper targeted by other websites. Because again, in our podcast with Kyle, he talked about it too. There's a lot of key or search terms that show up as having zero search volume. But they are questions that people ask, and they do result in traffic. And especially for a newer site, it's something that can help you kind of build up from the ground up. Yeah. So also, if you haven't watched that, probably worth a jump in there and getting a few different ideas. But we included that topic as well.
Yeah, I'll also say this. Can't remember who asked this question. Yeah, but anyway, uh, it sounds like you're basically at like the very beginning of your SEO kind of journey here, right? These are like very like beginning like stages, right? And there's gonna be a lot of stuff you have questions on, and it's gonna seem kind of crazy, and it's gonna seem kind of overwhelming, but you'll eventually get it, and it'll end up being a lot easier than you think if you kind of learn the right way, right? So what I'd really recommend you do is, our YouTube channel is a great resource. You can use the search bar to search for any kind of thing in our YouTube channel. We've probably answered it already. But other than that, you should really join our Facebook group, SEO Roundtable. Or you can search for links a lot, SEO Roundtable Facebook group. And we're in there every day. I think we almost have like 3,000 people in there now. And you can ask literally any question at any time. And we'll eventually get an answer to it, and other group members will answer it, and you can just learn from other people. And we're posting tips and stuff in there every day too. So definitely join us in there. Sorry we couldn't give you like a much bigger answer on this, but this is like a really big question, and there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. And but yeah, definitely join us in SEO Roundtable, and let us know if you have any other questions, and we can definitely help you out.
Yeah, but especially in the videos section, we've definitely got more than enough videos that will walk you through solid keyword research. So,
All right. What is the best way to deal with mobile Core Web Vital issues on Google Search Console? Not really going to give a big answer for this one. The Core Web Vital, every little error the things that come up in Google Search Console, you just Google them and then dive into each one like that. That's literally what I do. I'm so bad at this kind of stuff, but you basically, Google Search Console like tells you what the problem is. You just kind of Google it, and they tell you like the URLs that the problem's happening on and everything, and you just like Google what it tells you, and then figure it out. Someone else can just tell you what the problem is. There's a million different things it can be. Yeah, anything on that, Nick?
if you maybe have a little bit more time than you've got money, or I mean, money than you've got time rather, jump on Fiverr. There's a bunch of people
It's
that
true.
can help you. Fiverr or anything like that. Core Web Vitals, big thing. Lots of people hate seeing errors, and yeah, you can always hire out for that as
For
well.
sure. Yeah, it's kind of like one of the things that you might actually want to hire out for, because it's just like, I don't know.
I hate doing
Yeah, me
that
too.
stuff. Like it's so tedious, and yeah.
Tips for ranking geography terms if you're a national lead generation site, for example, Florida Roofing Service, Idaho Roofing Service, etc. So before I give you a little bit more detailed answer, I'll give you the answer for everything like this, which is go find a national roofing website and look at exactly how they're doing it. But the way that you'll see they're doing it is they're going to have location landing pages. They're going to have a little button up on their menu. It says locations. And then, they'll have like a million different locations, and you click that one, it'll take you to their Florida roofing page. So, it'll be like joesroofing.com/Florida roofing service, and they'll just have a million different pages like that. Each page will have some details about that location, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, when in doubt, just go look at the guys who are already doing it. The answers are already there, right? That's basically how I figure out almost everything, right? Just go look how the people are already doing it, and then you can replicate the same thing. And then eventually, once you do a good job replicating it, and you're starting to rank and everything, you can fine-tune things or figure out how you can do things better than they've done it, etc. But especially in the beginning when you're kind of learning, always look for an example, right? It's really good to see that example and to just mimic it to the best of your ability. So yeah, anything to add on that, Nick?
Well, just in case, and I know it's probably going to seem pretty elementary, but just based on how this question is written, what you're looking to do is you're essentially looking to rank a local website, but for multiple cities, etc., right, on a national basis. So like Chris said, you're going to have your services pages and then geographic pages specific to the services that you provide and where you provide them. But if you go into our YouTube or search our website, type in local sites or local, then you'll probably get a bunch of videos kind of explaining this in and out. But I would say the one thing when you're considering, especially things like local services, like roofers, is the main attention is always going to go to the map pack because people are on their phones or they're, typing roofer in my area. And what's going to pop up is the top 3 or 4 positions in the map pack. And in order to get those, you have to have a physical address. With a national based site, that's going to be pretty hard to do, is the truth of the matter. Not to say that it's not doable, but, you can still get mass organic rankings, but they're going to fall below the map pack. So it's just something to consider whenever you're looking to do something like this, because maybe you're thinking, and this is just in case, I'm assuming here, but maybe you're thinking rank to rent or something like that. Just understand that when you're going after local search terms and you're not in the map pack, you're missing out on a whole lot of traffic. And yeah, that's going to allow competitors to beat you out in certain geographic regions.
Yeah, so then you probably just said this, but each location landing page, you want like a Google business profile. You want to do like, maybe map embeds. You want to get some citations and stuff to that page. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's basically a local website just at scale. You're doing the same things for each location landing page. But yeah, lots of information on our channel. If you've got any other questions, go ahead and let us know. Will informational articles be dead when Bard comes? I'm kind of really tired of talking about the AI stuff, but I think this is actually one of the better things to actually think about, is that I think the informational stuff is the big stuff on the chopping block, like the stuff that's going to just get completely executed. It's going to be because Google already does this kind of stuff for example, if you Google something like time in Bangkok, it'll automatically just answer right up at the top. This is the time in Bangkok right now. It'll do that with some other stuff as well. Just depends kind of what it is. And, a lot of informational websites, people who are basically want to monetize through ads, they build websites around these kind of keywords, and they're just very simple, cut and dry answers, right? And so, if I was building that kind of website that was based on ads, which was based on things that have a very simple answer that anybody can answer very easily, I would be a bit worried, yeah. I think if anything dies in SEO, this is the stuff that could potentially die. everything else I'm not really worried about. But yeah, these super simple, super easy informational stuff, I would say is a good probability. And if you're doing that kind of stuff, I would kind of start looking. I don't think it's going to happen super quick or anything. I would say you probably still have a couple of years at least. But yeah, I would kind of start looking to transition away from that if I were you. But we never really know. Who knows? We'll see. Could be completely wrong on that. What do you think, Nick?
Well, if you haven't watched it already, again, for the millionth time, but we covered so much in it. The podcast with Kyle Roof, we did get pretty in depth with the concept of what Bard is doing and what could potentially happen with Google, including, maybe lawsuits and things like that for stealing information, basically. But yeah, get in there, check it out. Definitely worth a watch.
I wrote an article and it got indexed. Sorry, I don't know. I got a cough. I think I've been out spending too much time. I think that pollution's bad out here right now.
Too many new girlfriends now.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's not true.
All right. I wrote an article.
He's taken, actually.
I wrote an article and it got indexed, but it's not in the search results. Any suggestions? What should I do? Yeah, so this can be for a variety of things. First of all, it depends, like if your site is just like a new website or your authority is very low. Wait, so I wrote an article and it got indexed. Okay, so it's indexed, but it's not in the search results. So if it's indexed, maybe you mean it's like it's indexed, but it's not showing up for your keyword. So, okay, so it's indexed, which basically means that Google knows about it, right? To some extent. And it's in the search results for something if it's indexed. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's not showing in the search results for a specific keyword that you want it to show up for. I'm a little confused by this, but if it's indexed, it means it can show up in the search results. So, okay, so yeah, he says it's not showing up for the keyword. So it might just be on page like 100 or whatever for the keyword. Just because it's indexed doesn't mean that it's going to show up like, towards the front. I don't know how far back you looked or whatever. Or maybe you're just not optimized well for that keyword. So for example, our page that we sell guest posts on, guest posting service page, it could be indexed, but maybe we've optimized the on page really horribly for it. And so when you type guest posting service, it's just not showing up anywhere, right? But maybe if you type in Sir Links-a-Lot guest post, it would show up, number one, of course. So indexed, Google knows about it. Maybe just not optimized well for the keyword. Maybe all your competitors have way more backlinks. Their sites have way more authority. Yeah, check out your on-page SEO. Check out your actual content. Yeah, your interlinking, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, there's a ton of things it could be.
Could be a plethora of things. Like, yeah, essentially, I mean, you're kind of asking.
Why isn't my page ranking?
We don't know anything about the website. Yeah, why isn't it ranking? So it's yeah, you got to study all the variables in SEO to kind of start breaking that apart and seeing what you've got to work on. My guess is it's probably a fairly new site, or like Chris said, something without a lot of authority. And so yeah, that's the beginning stages is like you're building something with content, right? But then you've got to optimize that content for the crawlers. You've got to get backlinks. You've got to continually build the site out. So it could be a lot of different variables. And especially, if you're asking this question and you're trying to rank for terms that are very well known.
1 second, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. What's your site's authority? Yeah. I see it's 4 years old, but what's your authority? How much authority do you have? How many referring domains do you have? What's your DR? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, yeah, those are all important questions there.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just because you write something doesn't mean it's going to show up on Google, right? So you got to figure that part out. And just because your website's 4 years old doesn't mean that your website has any kind of power to it. This is 42 DR. If your DR is 42, that's pretty good. But yeah,
that's strong.
Yeah, it'll depend on what your competitor's DR is for that product. And like the other things I'd mentioned, your on page, your actual content, and yeah, I mean, of course, you're gonna have to check all these other things, but I think what it's probably gonna come down to is just either optimization or authority, right? Content,
Yeah.
your on page or your authority compared to your competitors. So definitely check all those things out. Yeah, I mean, if you want, we might not be able to audit on today's live stream because we actually have one audit we already need to do and we've got more questions we need to answer. But if you want, you could send us a PM on Facebook, or you can send an email to info@sirlinksalot.co, and we can actually take a look at it on maybe on our next live stream, see what's going on. But I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty much what we just said, probably just an authority thing or an optimization issue. Yeah, hopefully that helps.
Let's go ahead and jump into that audit, no?
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay, I think we're pretty much getting through most of the questions and we'll be able to do that audit soon. Maybe a couple more real quick ones. We're gonna go real fast on these next couple of questions, guys, all right? So we're gonna try to get to this audit. Hi Chris, can you tell how to recover a Google update hit website? My website rankings completely dropped after Google latest spam update. So there were 2 spam updates. It depends which one it was hit by. One was about content and one was about backlinks. The first one was about content, and generally it hit sites that had like very low quality content that was not optimized well, content that was just like using like AI just to like spam out real low quality stuff. Not that AI content itself is necessarily bad, because Google's now saying it's okay, it just has to be quality. Add something new to the conversation. You're not just trying to spam stuff out just to get search engine rankings. But yeah, the first one was basically just, it seemed to really target stuff that content was just spammed out very quickly, lack of optimization, lack of uniqueness, and like bad internal linking, stuff like that, you know. And then the second one, the link spam update, generally I didn't really see it really take anyone down to 0, but it was like, okay, the site was here and now it's like here. Basically, like it would say like, okay, so maybe 10% of your links were crap. We're just not going to give you credit for those anymore, and so now you're down to here. But I didn't really see any sites that looked like they got like a penalty from that one. It was more like they were here and then they're there, if that makes sense. So yeah, you're going to figure out basically which one you got hit by, and then that's going to be your answer. If you got hit by the content one, you're going to have to look into doing a better job with your content. And you can find more information on that update, or just how to make, how to better optimize your content, etc. On our YouTube or in our Facebook group, blah, blah, blah. And then for the link spam update, just start building more quality links. That's your way forward, right? Anything to add on that, Nick?
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
If you're enjoying the show.
And yeah, if you'd like as well, you can send us a PM on Facebook or send an email to info@sirlinksalot.co, and we could audit the site as well if you'd like us to, but we're not going to be able to get it on today's live stream, maybe on the next one. What's that? PM. Manoj, we're not big semantic SEO experts, but we're going to have Corey on. We actually just spoke to Corey. I'm not going to say his Corey Tugberk, the Turkish gentleman that everyone knows for about semantic SEO, topical authority, that kind of stuff. We're going to have him on the podcast soon. We just talked to him a day or 2 ago, so we'll let him tell you what he thinks about semantic SEO, and you can listen to us talk to him about it. Someone says they're doing a new product reviews update, which is interesting. I hadn't heard about that. All right, this will be the last question, then we're going to do the audit.
Not coming up.
Is there an optimal internal links ratio for blog posts? Will using excessive amount of internal links impact on rankings? Pretty sure we've already answered this. I'm going to give you a really quick answer because we're going to try to get to this audit. And you can search our YouTube channel for it as well, just like internal links in the Sir Links a Lot YouTube search bar. But yeah, there's no optimal number, right? My rule of thumb is you need to, you want every blog post to at least have 1 or 2 internal links coming to it. I usually like to have more than 1. Sometimes it's not really possible, but I usually like to have more than 1. coming to each blog post. And then as far as the amount that you're sending out, my rule is you can do as many as you want. Just if the page starts to look confusing, or like there's too many to where they're reading, and it's just like a link here and a link here and a link there, and it's like there's so many links that it's like distracting, too many. That's too many. But there's not really a set number. As far as I know, you can really do like as many as you want. But yeah, I like to factor in kind of like the user experience, what the reader would feel about it. And then beyond that, you could just link to the things that are the most closely related to it, like the most relevant things to link to from that article. The things that the reader, they're already reading this article, and the things that the reader would most likely click through to. So if you're having the problem and you think it's too many, then it's probably too many. And then you could try to cut it down to just the things that you think the reader would most likely actually click through, and that can help kind of guide you. But there's not really a number. But yeah, I like to do, it depends on the length of the article, but I like to send out usually between like 5 and 10 per article. But it really depends on article length. So as long as it doesn't look too bad, it's probably fine. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I agree. Especially if we're talking about blog posts, that are directed at content, that you want people reading, etc. Now, I've talked about it before where I like using certain types of hub pages, maybe with a lot of historical links going to them. And I might be a little bit more spammy with my internal linking because I'm not really looking to rank these pages, but I am looking to get crawlability, which again is something we talked about on the Kyle Roof podcast, where he said, you want your XML sitemap, but it's also worthwhile to have an HTML sitemap where basically you can just have countless links, or if not all of the links on your site, that allow for crawlability. It's not meant to be found by a user necessarily, but it can still help with crawlability. So just, you can kind of play around with it. But yeah, if it's content that you want people reading and using, I would agree with Chris. Try not to spam it out.
All right. M. Shiv says, thanks for the help. I've been watching the SERPs lately. Random forums are ranking that have no content related to that keyword. I feel Google's dying. Google's definitely not dying, but it can happen every now and then with keywords. Basically, especially if it's like a new keyword, something that's like new. You said it was a new product, so this might be the case. Especially when it's something new, like Google doesn't know yet. It doesn't like understand it yet. It can happen where it kind of like the results won't be that good, but it eventually learns and then will correct. So, you can follow the same process like you do with everything else, optimize the page well, good content, blah, 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 blah. And eventually it's going to hopefully rank, right? Especially if you're not like way less authority than your competitors. So it can happen. They'll eventually learn and correct it. All right, I think that's it on YouTube. And then Chamal, hey Chamal, if that's a new product reviews update that you posted, if that's a new product,
yeah, I just
go ahead and post it in our Facebook group.
Pretty interesting.
Go ahead and post it in the group, like make a post about it, because I would like to see that. I don't have the time to look at it right now, but that would be some good stuff for our group. Definitely worth reading.
Going to be targeting some affiliate sites.
Affiliates about to start crying.
It is foreboding info. It's short, that article.
Important?
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. I would say it's important, especially, we've got a lot of affiliate marketers. It says it's going to be basically targeting heavy review sites that mainly focus on writing summaries of products versus actually going in depth with their reviews.
That's I guess they're just giving more information, but yeah. Anyway, we'll have to talk about it later.
It had to do with a certain amount of if a certain percentage of your content is just geared towards that, then they said you'll get a manual review or something like that, something along those lines, from what I gathered.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't aware, product reviews, they want it written from your experience with the product. Like, here, I have the product, I used it, and this is what I did with it, and this is what I think about it. But a lot of people, when they do the affiliate articles, it's like, this is the XL1 drone. The XL1 drone has these specifications. Yeah. It has this and this. And of course, you're going to want to say that stuff in your article, but anyone can just copy and paste that or get that information without actually having the product and reviewing it, which is obviously what Google wants, right? Because if you're reviewing something, you should have used it. It's not just restating everything and saying, oh, it's good or it's bad. You should have actually used it. But anyway, since they're going to crack down on affiliates a little bit harder, the game is changing. Definitely have to read that. Hopefully, post it in the group. All right. Yeah, parasite SEO is definitely still a thing. They have not been able to kill that. All right, let's look. Where's my, gotta find my PMs real quick. I think he PM'd me.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Here we go. This is for Dan, right? Dan. Okay, yeah, Dan. And we had got another message as well. All right, I'll send this to you, Nick.
Yeah, I can't see.
Sorry, guys, just bear with us 1 second. I'll get something pulled up on Ahrefs for you so you can look at it while we are auditing, because we will not be able to show you the site. We'll just have to, because we don't want to give away his website or his niche or anything. And of course, now Ahrefs. Oh, there it goes. Come on, Ahrefs, don't die on me.
First off, you were saying you have shite links and you were, oh, well, let me let you get an image up real quick.
Yeah, 1 second. Almost there. Almost did a crude joke, but I didn't.
Now I'm kind of curious
I just
what
want
it
you guys
was
to
and
know
how crude it was.
I didn't do the crude joke. All right, let's see what he said real quick, and I'll put that up there, and then we'll go and audit. So I guess this is all he said right here. He said, "My site has shite links. Please help. Help, sir.
No!
Help." All right. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look. DR36, 175 referring domains. I would not call that shite. It could be pumped up by some actual crap. We'll take a little bit of a deeper look, of course, but just looking at it initially, 175 referring domains, DR36, I'd say that's quite good, actually.
Well, but it all started in January, so it is a very fast, rapidly accelerating set of links. But I mean, you're pushing through the SERPs, and it's a local-based website.
Only a 10
right
page
now,
website, or at least 10 pages are indexed. So very small site.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like a DR36 makes me think it's not crappy links, but you're
DR36 on a 10-page site.
Yeah, 10-page site over the course of 2 months, I'd say, you're doing pretty badass right now.
Let's look at anchors first.
Let's take a look, because maybe you're doing some stuff that sometimes you get the rip.
Oh,
and
God.
Then, yeah.
Look at all that exact match. What are you doing, my man?
Web 2.0s?
Let's see how many of them are Web 2.0s. I don't think it's going to be Web 2.0.
Oh, they're not.
It was. Or at least a lot of them were, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it's all like, so yeah, you take off the Web 2.0s and then all that exact match, most of it goes away. And then at the top anchors are just, some URL anchors. It's got some exact match up there for sure. Is it an EMD? Let me see. No.
I mean, it's
so
it's
basically,
partial.
yeah. So you're using these kind of exact matches a lot. I would cut back on that and use your EMD more. Use your brand name as the anchor, and your brand name is very close to the exact match. So I would stop using the word rental and just start using just your brand name and anchors a lot. And then, you can put rental in some other anchors, but not with the brand name, and kind of diversify that way, if that makes sense. So you can do like your brand name anchor, like blah, 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 as just the anchor text. And then you could be like, check out these rentals, or just like the word rentals, or, um, great rentals, blah, 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 just stuff like that. So you can get rentals in there in ways that are not exact match. And then you're also getting the other part of the exact match just by using your brand name. And the way Google works is it sees all these anchors and kind of groups everything together. And yeah, you'll kind of get credit for the exact match in a way, just by doing that.
So it looks like the main thing that happened here is somebody ordered a blog comment, cheap blog comment blast. But
on Web 2.0s?
yeah, a lot of times they go on Web 2.0s. Like if you go to Fiverr and you order like a 200 to 1,000 or whatever link blast, they'll go to Web 2.0s because it's easy to get the links. They just auto, will be accepted. So
yes.
yeah, a lot of it is that. Now,
Wait, one more thing about the Web 2.0s. So I just want to say 180 links, not looking at the Web 2.0s, only 60 of them are not Web 2.0s. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. And I think what's going on here is that majority of the spam is just being ignored. Because if I actually go through it, the blog comments are spammed out pages. Not that the content is bad, but that there are countless. I was looking, it's like by steroids blog comment, by Viagra blog comment, etc. Right? So, my opinion, it just looks like negative SEO. It's being ignored. Quite honestly, and Chris and I talk about this a lot. If it's not broke, don't fix it. This site is doing really well. It's a 10-page site. Just got started, it looks like. Ripping over the course of the last 2 months. So, the links that you do have that I think are powering this site up actually look pretty good.
Before we talk about those, just back to the Web 2.0 real quick. So the one thing I don't like is that it looks like, normally when you see Web 2.0 spam, it's Web 2.0 spam that they did not buy. It's like Web 2.0 spam that came in just naturally, right? And the anchors end up being kind of like weird, kind of like long tail things, but this looks like very purposeful, like exact match anchor Web 2.0 spam blog comment blast, which, like Nick said, we don't normally disavow, but this would definitely push me a little bit more in the disavow direction. I probably still wouldn't. Like Nick was saying, if you look at your rankings, your traffic's going up, your keywords are going up. But if things start to come down, you could just go ahead and disavow it. But until that happens, you could just kind of just move forward building good links, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, personally, I would say don't mess with the disavow right now because, you've got momentum. And sometimes people disavow and then that kills the momentum, So just ride the wave, so to speak,
But yeah, if you start having some issues, I would just go ahead and just make that one of the first things I did. Personally. But some people are a lot more proactive with disavowing than we are. Some people like to do like disavow like audits like every like month or every like quarter even, and then we'll just disavow everything that they don't like. It's not something we do, but there are other viewpoints. Just kind of wanted to put that out there. All right. Did you want to go ahead and say something about the good links he had?
Oh, they looked pretty good overall. I haven't really jumped into it too hard.
I'm gonna kind of filter some out. I'll do my usual filter. So I'm gonna filter for do follow links, contextual links, above DR5, no subdomains. Let's see what this takes us down to. So that takes us down to 7 links. So now we've got 7 links, and then these links look foreign.
Let me go ahead and look at something too.
So when I turn the filter on, out of the 7 links that should be quality, a lot of them are. We got some Korean stuff. We got some. I don't even know what language that is. Looks like Turkish, maybe. Czech website. Hmm. I'm gonna turn these filters off again. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a
Yeah,
fan
they're
of
not
this.
too great. I started off looking at some that were like niched down, but the more I jump into it, I'm like, yeah. But again, I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't see
for a
it.
second there, I was like, well, maybe it's just not a competitive area, but it is pretty competitive.
I mean, we got mail order brides in here. We got foreign stuff all over the place. We got pediatric stuff. This is a mess, man. Right at the top, I think we saw a couple jet ski things, and we're like, hey, it's probably not that bad.
Yeah.
But now that I'm looking at it, your blog, your link profile looks like just a complete spam shit show. Um, so definitely stop doing that.
Yeah,
Stop whatever
stop
you're doing.
doing it and focus on
Yeah.
safe anchors. So naked branded, random,
Yeah.
with higher quality links, niche edits, guest posts, stuff like that. Hopefully you can continue on this uptrend, as it is more of a competitive market than I would have thought. Um, but yeah, I still, even though it's pretty nasty looking, I would still say don't disavow until you start noticing a little bit of
Yeah.
downturn.
If your like traffic and your keywords basically crash down to zero, go ahead and disavow. Um, but
But you can
other than
insulate
that,
yourself from that happening
yeah,
by getting quality links with natural looking anchors.
yeah, definitely use our search function on the YouTube channel and search for something like recovering from spammy backlinks. Actually, we have a case study on that too. One of our
Yeah.
case studies on our website is recovering from bad backlinks. And basically, what you do is you don't necessarily have to disavow. You can, because you're going up in the SERPs right now, so you can just move forward building good links. So you're going to diversify your anchor text, you're going to diversify your link profile. We use low authority niche edits. We got some cheaper kind of low authority edits we like to use for diversifying. And then you're going to just start pumping like, kind of like mid authority links to your homepage with natural anchors. And, we're talking about contextual links like guest posts or niche edits that are actually related to your niche, related to, for you, it could be related to like vacations or water sports or whatever. You get super specific if you wanted to, or you kind of zoom out a little bit and get a little less specific. But yeah, no mail order brides, no COVID, no, what else we got on here that was funny? Um, yeah, anyway, I think you get the point.
Um,
Um, but yeah, you're definitely going to want to diversify your way out of that and start building quality stuff kind of immediately, just to kind of try to make sure that Google doesn't just take a look at this one day and slap you really hard. Um, but yeah,
um, Another thing worth noting, I mean, like, you're local and I'm not finding you in the map pack. Maybe for your geographic region, you might show up somewhere in there, but I'm not finding you. However, I'm seeing somebody with your name branded, that's fallen down to the bottom of the map pack, which says permanently closed. Um, Now it doesn't point back to a website, and it's permanently closed. I don't know if you've got a GMB listing for this asset, but it'd definitely be worthwhile if you're trying to rank local. And then hypothetical, if that is your GMB there, it's got some 5-star reviews
he's got some
and nice
reviews that he
pictures and
screenshot on his
stuff.
homepage, so maybe that's him.
Well, then he needs to fix that it's permanently closed and add his website there. And if he
Yeah.
doesn't have access to it, you can do what's called suggest an edit and go ahead and get that back.
I'm also not seeing any like location info on I'm guessing you're trying to rank the homepage, because I don't see any other page you'd want to rank for.
Yeah.
I don't see any kind of like your site looks like it's basically not optimized for
Yeah.
local stuff, which makes me think it's probably not optimized much at all. I mean, the site looks pretty like dated and stuff as well, so probably want to, we're not going to audit this for you right now because we're already going over time, but you're going to probably want to look into, at least optimizing for local, and then probably looking at auditing your content, your H tags, all that stuff, your titles, meta descriptions, all the basic stuff. You can look at our article on our website, On Page SEO guide, and we just talk about like the fundamentals, like the stuff you really have to do. It's not like super technical or anything. It's just the super important stuff, and definitely do that stuff. And like Nick was saying, maybe get a map embed on there, get your address and your phone number on there. I don't even see like a contact page or anything on here.
Should be one with 51 reviews, he says.
But yeah, I mean, get all that stuff on here. Get a contact page, get information about your company, address. It's important to have your address on there. Get your GMB, make sure it's linked to your website, all that good stuff, citations, whatnot. Anything else to add, Nick?
No.
Cool.
Now he says, oh, wait, if yours is the one with 51 reviews, oh, you pop up number 1.
That's good.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know.
Maybe it's just low comp. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. Or it's just like working really well right now on the initial rip. Either way, yeah, you're crushing your competition, so shite links or not, sometimes spam, gets you where you want to go. And I would say, take as many of these leads as you can, monitor what's going on. And if you start to get an unexpected downturn, then start disavowing. But I think if you just switch your strategy to what we said, natural anchors, high quality links, and then, maybe mess with some of that on-page stuff too, you're sitting pretty.
And he said he basically did the Fiverr thing, got some Fiverr spam orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he went from DR7 to 36 in 12 hours, which is fun. And that just goes to show, Ahrefs is the best, and even Ahrefs can be manipulated pretty easily. So, DR isn't always everything. But yeah, like we said, just start building the quality stuff. Homepage, natural anchors. You started with some citations, that's good, but you're gonna need more than just citations, right? Yeah, just keep moving forward, and then if those rankings end up coming down, you'll have a pretty good idea why. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and see one more thing real quick.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the show. Join us in SEO Roundtable on Facebook.
All right, we're going to answer one more question, and then we're going to get out of here. And then someone else sent a PM with an audit. We're going to have to try to get to that one on the next live stream, I believe. Can I add content to my about expired domain so backlinks transfer from a 301 redirect? Second greedy question, if time at the end. Can I add content to my expired domain so backlinks transfer from a 301 redirect? Yeah, you can do that. You like to do that, don't you, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that?
If you're taking an expired domain, I wouldn't expect to just, and you're talking about grabbing the old content, I'm guessing, from like archive or something. Know that if you don't have the rights to use that content, it can result in a cease and desist letter. Very rare, but it can happen. And I can't advocate doing something like that. But, hypothetical, if I were to do it, then you could take ideas, kind of rewrite that content. But yeah, it can be repurposed, and you can start that page over again, or you can just have fresh content written. If the permalink structure is really good, then you can have content rewritten using like Surfer or something, optimize it, and then it shows up as fresh content with historical backlinks pointed at it, right? At the very least, it's going to increase crawlability with those historical backlinks, and then they sort of seem repurposed as well. Plus, fresh content works way better than archive content. In my case study, I go over that. And how before I even got started with the site, I tested it.
I think we answered the question wrong. So he's saying, he's basically saying, should I add content to my site that relate about the expired domain?
So the historical backlinks of an inner page would
Something to point at.
work, right?
Okay, yeah, okay. No, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, in my case study, I do talk about that. Like the fresh content is going to work way better than the archive content. Um, Now, sometimes if the permalink sucks, and I talk about this in my case study as well, if the permalinks suck, then you can use them as hub pages, or you can 301 redirect those to relatable pages. But sometimes permalinks are just like atrocious, especially if it's a very old expired domain um, made by somebody without the intent of ranking in search. And you can use those as hub pages. I like to do that as well. But yeah, you can absolutely do this.
All
And
right.
yeah, if you want to.
And Luke, if you're still here, I got your message. We'll be auditing yours hopefully on the next live stream. But we're probably going to be not here next week because of the SEO conference.
It might be 2 weeks actually.
Yeah, it might also be 2 weeks, but we'll see. But yeah, we definitely got you on the list, and we will audit it. Just might have to wait a little bit. All right, I believe that's it. He says, yeah, add content about the expired domain without rebuilding the site. Like my site is about dogs and other is about cats, so I add cat talk to get the links. Yeah, you can add content related. I think we answered you good. Yeah, you're welcome, Luke. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it there. Pete says, thanks, Chris and Nick. Have fun at the conference. If anybody's going to be out in Vietnam, come say hello. Nick, show them the stickers again, or I'll pull it up on the screen because the green screen sucks.
But I'll still hold them up, Yeah,
we've got our Link Juice sticker, so you can come say hello and get a cool little laptop sticker.
Yeah.
We think we're going to make a little merch store as well and start making just some funny kind of SEO-related t-shirts and sticker type stuff. We're not going to try to make money off of it, but just sell it for cost and have our little brand name on it, so it can be a kind of a branding thing. But hey, you get funny shit, right?
You see us at the conference, expect us to be boozing morning to night. So, we'll be in a fun, jovial mood, I'm sure. Passing out countless stickers.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for showing up. Hopefully we answered your questions well. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe. It actually does help us out a lot. We got a bunch of podcasts coming, by the way. We got Steve Toth coming. We got Kore, the Turkish gentleman, coming. We got Israel Gaudet coming. We got Craig Campbell coming. And we'll plan some more after that. Huh?
Did you pitch Craig what we originally talked about?
No, I haven't really. No, we haven't really. Okay. We started talking about ideas, but we haven't really cemented anything yet. But
all right.
Yeah, we'll have all this stuff. It'll start coming like a little bit, probably mid-March, because we're busy the next week or two. But maybe mid-March we'll start having some more podcasts out for you guys. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Join us on Facebook, SEO Roundtable. Subscribe to the mailing list, blah, 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 blah. And we will see you next time. Yeah, maybe a couple weeks from now. Yeah. But we'll keep you updated. We'll send out emails and make Facebook posts so you know when we're going to be coming back. All right, thanks,
maybe
guys.
We'll just do some live stream at the conference kind of calls.
We could try.
Like at random. Yeah, just see, say hi.
We'll try.